U.S. Pentagon Chief Ash Carter is swinging through Asia, making stops in both Japan and South Korea. The AP uncovers yet another slavery ring in the region, plus an update on Typhoon Maysak. These stories are coming up next. This is the Asia Brief. A very good Monday morning to you. It is April 6, 2015. I am Steve Miller, and thank you so much for joining me today. Now, I do apologize that there is no video feed this morning. We're doing some changes here in the home office, but the videos will be back tomorrow. United States Defense Secretary Ash Carter begins a short trip through Asia today, landing in both Japan and South Korea. It is the first of two trips he'll make into the region. Next month, he'll also attend the annual Shangri-La Dialogue in Singapore. The Department of Defense says Carter will be working to boost the U.S. strategic rebalance on the region. What exactly does this mean? Well, here are a few things to keep your eyes on. First, Japan is having a rough time domestically, selling the reinterpretation of Article 9, allowing for greater use of its self-defense forces. In fact, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe recently got into hot water for simply calling the unit a military. Look for Carter to help Abe make the case for the shift, especially since 3 Chinese vessels entered the disputed waters near the Senkaku Diaoyu Islands this weekend. And second, as he visits South Korea, look for Carter to both quell the concern Seoul has about what it means for Abe to address a joint session of the United States Congress and to stress the importance of the U.S. alliance with South Korea. This visit by the Secretary is very important as we see an increasingly assertive China in the South China Sea. In recent months, tales of slave-like labor conditions have surfaced in a few Southeast Asian countries. The stories are fairly similar and akin to a bait-and-switch. Individuals from poorer Southeast Asian countries are told of gainful employment. They make the move overseas and then find themselves indentured. In this latest investigative report by the Associated Press, reporters found more than 300 migrant workers lured away from their homes to work in the Indonesian fishing industry. While the men who were rescued were all grateful, the situation now presents a new problem. What to do now? Most have no money and nowhere to go. I'm really happy, but I'm confused. I don't know what my future is in Myanmar, said Ne Hla Win. The men will be housed at a government facility while Indonesian immigration reviews their cases. And later this month on the Asia Now podcast, I'll be speaking with Phil Robertson, Deputy Director of Human Rights Watch's Asia Division, about human trafficking in the region. Officials in the Philippines took precautionary measures over the weekend as Typhoon Maysak bore down, evacuating some 24,000 people along the northeast coast. They were concerned about storm surges, flash floods, and landslides, which still remained a possibility despite the storm being reduced in severity from its once super typhoon status. Maysak brought intermittent rains and some waves, but no storm-related deaths have been officially declared by authorities. As Robert Speta noted on Friday's Asia News Weekly podcast, this storm could have been troubling for the Philippines since it was making landfall during the Easter holiday weekend, a time when many Filipinos are traveling for Holy Week activities. Those are the stories for this Monday. I hope you'll take a moment and let me know your thoughts in the comments on Facebook or Twitter. Be sure to keep up with more news from the region by following Asia News Weekly on Facebook or Twitter. You can also send an email to the show with your questions, your comments, and your feedback. Just drop a line to podcast@asianewsweekly.net. If you enjoyed today's program, please share it with your friends, and if you haven't, subscribe. It's absolutely free and easy to do. You can do that at our website, asianewsweekly.net, or in your favorite podcast application. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, I am Steve Miller, reminding you to be true to yourself and to always be awesome.